Grand Rising. Okay, so we're just gonna do a little short video, a little short live because we haven't been posting as much. And when you don't post as much, your numbers, your watch hours go down. Once you start feeding the beast, you gotta keep feeding the beast, basically. All right, so I'm just sitting up. Yeah, V left me some coffee before he went to work this morning, which I'm happy about. I feel like I need a little juice, a little pick me up. I feel like I need a little pick me up after yesterday's shenanigans. So, if you don't know by now, when it's cold, I don't go anywhere. Like when it's snowing, when it's freezing outside, I don't go anywhere. I'm one of those moms who will be in the house until the next season. I do not care. And spring is not the best because it's allergy season, and I have allergies, sinusitis, and all of that. However, it's better than being out in the cold, freezing. It just bothers every nerve fiber in my body. Okay, but anyway, we're gonna make this probably a 30-minute video because I want to just kind of show you a little setup of my morning this morning. And it's not the exact beginning of my morning, but it's somewhat a part of it. All right, so I went ahead and made me some coffee. Yeah, yeah. I think my baby just thinks that I'm talking to myself. I mean, technically, you are. When you're going live, you are talking to yourself. But I made me some coffee in this cup that says, "Enjoy the little things," because we should. Sometimes we forget. Sometimes we forget to enjoy the little things. We forget, and we need reminders to do so. All right, I'm going to be moving this thing around because I have my phone on this stand. Why can't I think of the name? I'm going to start linking stuff in, uh, linking my stuff in the description so you guys can order certain things. I'm still getting used to this whole vlogging and what is it? It's vlogging and uh, God dang, mom, bro. I'm still getting used to vlogging and being a content creator, basically. I'm an artist, but that doesn't mean I like to create content behind the scene contents. You know, like I don't really like doing that. I like to make and do my process and post it, the finished process. But I think that most artists are like that. However, in this digital age, you have to get used to posting a certain type of way, a realistic type of lifestyle if you want people to tune into you and connect to you. That's the thing that I noticed about um, today's world and using technology. Even like when we like some type of music artist, we want to know some type of background, their normal lives and normal ways of living, because it helps us to connect to their music more, right? It helps us. So in this sense, I'm an artist. This isn't my artist page. This is my family page. But it's helping me to prepare for when I start doing the behind the scenes of my artist page, which I kind of do already. It's just a process. So this morning we are talking about momming. What does momming mean? What does mom mean? What do we do when we do the momming thing, right? And depending on who you're talking to, everybody's gonna have a different answer. Hold on a second. I gotta get my coffee that says enjoy the little things. Enjoy the little things. um, while I make her a bottle. Originally, she was a breastfed baby, but I'm in the process of weaning off. She'll be 9 months. She's starting to eat a little bit of solid foods. She is starting with Kendall Mill, which is supposed to be like one of the best. This is not a paid advertisement. I wish it was. Actually, I should contact them for that. But this is like one of the best brands if you want to switch over from the boob milk to formula. I still have to decide what I'm going to give her after after she's, because at 12 months, I don't think I want to keep giving her the formula, but we'll see. We'll see. Everything is a process, and this is part of the momming conversation. What does momming mean? Momming means whatever it means to you. All right? My momming is not going to mean the same thing as your momming. Or if you're a dad and you're watching, your level of dad, your dadding, is not going to look like the next dad's. And as long as we are okay with that, and we're not mom shaming or dad shaming, then we'll have more understanding and kind of combine our ideas together to make, living more fun, living more livable. This is so hard to do with the left hand. Can you guys see me? Hold on. Let me just look. I'm literally holding her because this is a part of my momming. You can't do anything because they want to be attached to your body 24/7. And I'm doing this with my left hand, and I'm a right hand person. I've already done most of the scoops, so never mind. Then I think some of it fell out. So let me just put that back. So, she's switching over to Kinder Milk. Thank you. I'm so happy about that because it's exhausting. Let's be real about that. Yes, we want our baby to have all the nutrients and stuff, but it's exhausting. Having a little person on your chest all the time, just constantly eating, yeah, it's exhausting. I don't know if you guys know that. Maybe you've never had a chance to give boob milk. I mean, I don't know, but just know it's exhausting. Okay, it's exhausting. Okay. But I'm so glad that I got a chance to feed her from my body. Another 9 years. I mean 9 years. God dang, 9 months outside of the womb. All right, here we go. All right, and I want to give her. I made these. Let me see if y'all can see them. I use this container. I don't know if you're like me. I like to recycle. That's a whole different live because my man, I get on him about recycling. So I made these like pancake muffins is what I call them. Pancake muffins. You see how they come in handy? You could just easily grab one with your coffee and keep it moving. Sit down. If you don't mind not having syrup on it. I don't need syrup. So I just take one. It's banana pancake muffins. I put some banana, cinnamon, nutmeg. It's good. I'm not gonna hold you. It's good. Oh, look at her. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I apologize. It's another part about mommy. I can't do things on my own time. The baby says she wants her milk now. Give her her milk now. Okay, so I'm gonna give her that other piece that she had that's in here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. But since she started to eat foods, solids now, I'm giving her certain things slowly but surely. Okay. I don't want to give her too much at one time. Yes, she's still drinking boob milk, but not as much as she was. All right, you got it? So let's move this. I'm going to have to come back in here and get my coffee because I can't do 3 things at one time. But this is a part of my momming. I am constantly having something or somebody in my hand. And she's teething on top of that, which is why she's chewing on this thing. All right, let's do a little setup here. This is a live, so y'all gonna see it. Like ain't no cuts or nothing. Y'all just gonna see it for how it is. Okay, wait a second, baby, wait. All right, so momming to me is whatever works for me. Of course, other moms are going to have their input because that's what moms do. It's unsolicited advice, which is kind of expected. But when that happens, you can just easily just remind people that you do momming the way that you do it. It's just that simple. Everybody's process is not the same. And what I like to take heed of is, although I'm open to advice, but if you did not do a good job with your kids, then I would prefer you to hold your advice. That's me in general. Because I feel like I did a great job. I have a 14-year-old who I homeschooled, who I pretty much raised by myself, even though I was in a relationship, I was in a marriage, but I pretty much raised him by myself because his dad went to work. Similar to how how V goes to work, but it's a little different. He's a little more hands-on um, when he can. But working men, they be tired. So I will say that it's not an excuse, but they be tired. Um, so I just monitor how much I give her, as you can see, and however much she bites off, I like to put my finger like this because I don't want her to, I don't want her to choke. I'm scared of that. Um, I know many of you moms probably sit your kids in the high chair and give them certain size foods, but I'm still timid about that because she's not really used to it yet. And you just got to go with the flow of what your baby could do and how well they do with their hands and swallowing and all of that stuff. Be mindful of that. I don't care what anybody says. Just be mindful and watch a child. Um, so this idea of mommy, she is heavy, y'all. Listen, this girl big. Oh my gosh. You see her little shirt that her grandma gave her? Oh, it's too hot to wear the pants and long sleeves. But this is what one thing her grandma is going to do. One thing her grandma is going to do is make sure her baby's good. V's mom makes sure that her baby is good. Okay? So, I'm going to show you guys something in a minute, but I want to pace myself through this video. Let me get my coffee. Can you guys just wait a minute? 1 second. Okay. We're going to sit and talk to the people for a second. All right, Sky? I'll sit down. I'm going to attempt to do this. It's a little hot. It's a little bit hot. I got to adjust the stand, guys. Sorry. Guys, wait a minute. This is a part of the momming process. Momming means doing whatever you got to do by any means. Momming to me means doing whatever you got to do by any means. If you're sick, too bad. You still got a mom. If you are busy, too bad. You still got a mom. If you are going to school, too bad. You still got to do your momming thing. It does not matter. There are no days off when you are a mom. When you are a good mom, when you are a great mom. Let's X that out the picture because some moms aren't moms. There are actually some dads that are better. I'm just gonna say that because in my experience, not to shun, mine, but there are better ways that mine could have handled things and nurtured me, especially being the oldest. So what I like to say is if you are a great mom, you will sacrifice in certain ways to make sure that your kids have and they don't have to need and that they are protected and that all of these other things. Is everything going to be perfect? No, it's not going to be perfect. You're going to mess up. You're going to make mistakes. It is what it is. However, if it's a continuous thing, then it's not a mistake. You're choosing to do that thing over your kids. So I attempt to be mindful of that. Like whatever I do, it has to center around my kids, not be the center of my world. You see what I'm saying? So momming, to me, using it as a verb, means that you're in the process, you're in the progressive state of doing. You're always doing. You're always going to be doing, okay? Because it's a part of the process. Like, what's the alternative? What's the alternative? Not doing? How does that work out? Please, if you know, I would love to know how that works out for people, So the alternative is not doing it. I don't know what that feels like to not do because I'm a hands-on parent. With my son, homeschooling, making sure he went to his football practices, working out with him, whatever concerns he may have had that he needs to communicate to me, making myself available to be present. it's a lot that goes into the momming. Okay, a lot. If you want to be a great mom, and that's all I ever wanted to do, was to be a great mom who my kids can depend on, can come and talk to about anything, and who feels supported. Um, a short quick story. I remember um, being a hands-on parent when my son did decide to start going to school. I was in contact with his teachers. I'm that parent, yes, and I'm that parent who goes to the principal too. Don't get it twisted. um, but I remember, like, I was always checking my son's book bag and his folders and stuff like that to make sure he's not forgetting to tell me stuff, because he was young. Kids gonna forget. Going through his book bag, um, he was good for that week. Nothing was in his folder. All of a sudden, my son comes home. My son comes home from school one day with a trophy, and 2 certificates in his hand. And I remember him running down the sidewalk, and he's all excited. And I'm like, what the heck? What's going on? Because I know what time he gets out of school, so of course I'm waiting, I'm anticipating for him to arrive. And he runs up, smiling, his tooth is missing, and I said, son, where did you get that from? He said, look, Mom, look what I got. Where did you get that from? He said, this is for me. I think he said, this is for me, or something like that. And I looked at it, and it said his name, Blake. And I was like, wait, I didn't know you had an award ceremony. You didn't have a paper that said you have an award ceremony. What? When did you have an award ceremony? He was like, today. I said, I didn't see a paper in there. I didn't know anything about an award ceremony, son. Did you forget to give the paper to me? Did you get it? Did you get the paper from your teacher? He said, yeah, I forgot it in my desk. Do y'all know I cried? I cried right there in front of him. And I am someone who's not, like, I'm a stoic person. Well, I used to be more stoic back then. Now I allow myself to be more vulnerable. But my stoic self, who has never cried in front of my son at that time, was crying tears, like real tears, just rolling down my face. And he's like, what's wrong? And I said, I just said that I missed it. I wanted to be there for you. I wanted to be there to support you. Like, I wanted to be there, and I missed it. We've been waiting for the award ceremony so you could, so that you could shine. I want to support you and clap for you and do all of these things for you, and I missed it. And he's like, I'm sorry, Mom. He was so sad. And I'm getting teary now. He was apologetic about it. But I didn't want to steal his happiness. I didn't want to steal his moment. So I had to hurry up and clear my face up and put my emotions to the side and say, like, no, it's not a bad thing, son. But just tell me just let me know if you had a paper. Do your best, okay, to let me know that you have a paper or a ceremony or something that you have coming up, okay? Even if you know you left it. If you left the paper, just tell me you left it, okay? So I can contact your teacher. He said, okay. But I was bawling, like, because I'm that kid that knows how it feels to not be supported. I did whatever it was that I needed to do in school. On a roll, all of that stuff. But I didn't always have somebody show up for me. As a matter of fact, you okay, baby? Yeah? You okay? As a matter of fact, my siblings who were not doing as good at school got most of that time and attention because they were doing bad. So to abandon the child that's doing good for the kids who are not doing so good is, it's kind of like, well, should I do bad too? Because I mean, that seems to work for them. You know what I mean? So it was rough. So when that moment of that my son received his trophy and his certificates, I cried because the little girl in me who wished that my parents would have cried out. And I always wanted to be there for my son. And the fact that I couldn't be there, or that I wasn't there, I could have been there had I known. But the fact that I was not made the little wounded girl in me cry. And in that moment, I couldn't even hold back those tears. I just had to let it out. So, yeah, that was an interesting time. An interesting time. I don't ever want to miss like events or anything, especially while they're young. As they get older, it's a little bit different because they might not even need you or want you to be there. Like, you're embarrassing me, mom. Like, chill out, because you're the parent that makes a sign for a scrimmage game. Yep, I'm that parent. I've done that before. Made a sign for my son for his first scrimmage game with his name, his jersey number. That's me, you know. So, as my son is preparing to attend high school, because he lives with his dad, it's gonna be different. You know, I still want to be there. I still am going to be there for some of his games. Just do my best. But as far as with baby girl, I'm currently teaching her some things. She's learning the basics, but I'm about to start teaching her like her ABCs more. Just, you know, basic stuff that moms do, that supportive and great moms do, because you want your kids to be the best. There's this old saying, I'm pretty sure you guys know, that I want my kids to be better than me. And I found myself saying that to my man, to V, this week. I want my kids to be better than me. Because I've accomplished like most of my goals that I had set for myself. And I'm on to the next set of goals, which are higher and all of that stuff. Like another scale of my goals. And even if they decided they wanted to be average, like they don't want to do anything big, I still want to have it to where they are set up a certain way that they don't have to worry. And sometimes, you know, it would have been great if I had that. However, my father pitched in whenever he could. He came in clutch during some important moments of my life, which I appreciate. So, momming to me is, even when you can't be present, your kids can mentally recall things that you said to them and use it to guide them on their path. Momming to me means you don't have to show up perfect all the time. You don't have to be perfect. You know, for a long time I thought I had to be that perfect mom, like do everything right, say everything right. You know, just the pressure of all of that is a lot. It's a lot to try to beat everything to one little person. And if you have multiple kids, I mean, it took me 14 years to have her. But to have multiple kids, if any of you have done that and you attempted to maintain a household with multiple kids, more power to you. Like, I know times were different back then, where you were able to focus on just being a caretaker, like a homemaker, caretaker, whatever you want to call it. Where you were able to focus back then. It's a little more pressure on us nowadays because of technology, and we want to break generational curses and all of these things that we want to do differently today as moms. It puts a lot of pressure on us mentally, emotionally, financially, all of that stuff. But if we are not present for our kids in the midst of that, we feel like we failing. So to have multiple kids that you're attempting to be there for emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, on top of attempting to be there for yourself and show up for yourself is insanity at best. Okay? So if you're doing that, more power to you. I don't know how you're doing it. I don't know how you survive it. But listen, I'm just going to clap it up right now because that's crazy work. You know, oh, look at the baby clapping. Yay! You want to clap for the people? You want to clap for the moms too? Yay! And we're going to say dads too, because there are some single dads out here who are making it happen. Okay? They making it happen. They may not be as nurturing as a mom would be, but they are still nurturing their kids. My father was a single dad. He raised my brothers. So, you know, there are men out here, there are dads out here who are also doing the dad thing, dadding. There's momming, there's dadding, right? So we just got to give people credit where it's due and acknowledge people for what they're doing. I don't want to say right, but acknowledge them for the things that they are doing, because we're so critical on what they're not doing. You know what I mean? Give them some claps, give them some hugs, give them something. Let them know they're doing a good job. It's rough. It's rough out here. We easily tell people they're doing bad. Oh, you should have done this or you should have done that. No. If you're going to give that part, give them the other side too. I may not like how you did such and such, but you're doing a good job of this. I might not like you giving the formula, but you did breastfeed for 9 months. I might not like you trying to stay home and work while also watching your baby, because you're the only one who's watching the baby. But I appreciate your enthusiasm, your ethic. I might not like or may not have done what you did or are doing, but I can appreciate your tenacity. It's so much that we can say, but we choose to dwell on the negative. So I'm going to challenge you guys to start telling moms in general, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. Hang in there. You still got all your sanity? Woo, hang in there. Good job. You ain't on drugs real hard? Woo, hang in there. Because you know, some days, hang in there. Great job. I'm just saying, it could be just as simple as that. It don't have to be much. If you want to shoot a few dollars to them, hey, that helps too. Hang in there. Awesome job. This is a token of my love. You know what I'm saying? Like, just stuff like that. That goes a long way. So, momming can mean a plethora of things. To you as an individual, it's subjective. To me, it means I'm always in the present progressive state. I'm using that because I was an English major, but in the present progressive state, I'm always in the present of doing something. I'm always going to be doing something as a mom. It does not end. It does not end. It never ends. Unless you decide that you want to end your momming by, you know, there are other forms that you could do. You know, if you find out you don't want your child, there are other methods that you could do. But I once my child is here, I have a responsibility to do. No matter how I'm feeling, no matter based on how you feel, no matter if I have the money or not. If I don't have the money, I gotta find a way to get that money to get for them. If I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be something all the time. And if we are not mentally preparing ourselves, which most of the time we not, emotionally preparing ourselves spiritually. Ooh, can we talk about the spirit part? Golly. Because people don't understand that this is a spiritual connection here. I still feel like when she cries, it hurts me viscerally. It hurts my insides to hear her scream. Like, I like, don't get it twisted. I don't pick her up for every single cry. I used to do that, but I had to learn my lesson because, you know, sometimes training is good. But when I hear her like screaming and like I could tell something's really wrong because there's a difference between the cries, I feel it. And I don't want her to ever feel like that towards me. That's the secured attachment that I'm working on. So I'm glad that my son has that secured attachment now, working on baby girl having that, you know. And I'm also grateful to the men who I've had my kids by, because they have allowed me to be home to take care of my kids. Whether, you know, it may not have worked out with my kid's father, that's okay. I mean, my son's father, that's okay. I still had the opportunity to be home to teach our son, just like I have the opportunity to be home with my man now, with V. So, that's a whole spill. I want to show you guys something I got yesterday, because I've been going out, y'all. I've been in these streets. Not really, but I just did yesterday with another mom and her baby. But I'm just amping it up because I'm attempting to amp up the fact that I need to get out of the house more. If you are a mom who does not get out, please do it. It keeps postpartum depression away. It keeps you sane. Okay? Look at this pretty young thing, I swear. All right. So yesterday we had a mom date. Went to get some seafood, some crabs and some shrimp and all of that. It was real fun to get out and talk to another mom without having to cover things up, just vent, we could get some stuff out. Even though our state is different, because she's doing a lot on her own, like she doesn't have anyone. So it's different situations. However, we can still express those frustrations or whatever else we have as moms. So we were able to eat, enjoy a little drink, and we went shopping afterwards. If you know me, I do not like shopping. I'm not that typical woman who likes shopping. I do not. You can have it. It's for the birds. I don't like standing in lines. I don't like going to look for stuff. It's too many options out there. It's just too much. I get overwhelmed. I'll just order it off of Amazon. Amazon, I'm like one of their best customers, I swear. And I know we had a strike recently, and I stuck to my strike. I stuck to the rules. However, it was a little hard. It was a little hard. It was a little hard. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna hold you. It was a little difficult. I mean, I know there were other ways that you could actually go to the people who distribute those products and get it, but still, I'm used to Amazon. All right. So we went shopping because I wanted to get a hat to go on top of my head, like the brim hats. I forgot what they're called. They're like beach hats. And I wanted to get one of those to go with my outfit because in this season and this year, I want to wear certain colors, that I'm kind of excited about because it says a lot about my mood. Color psychology is a thing. If you don't know anything about color psychology, start looking it up. Color psychology. It means something. When you're wearing certain colors, when you are using certain colors for business, when you are seeing certain colors all the time, like look up color psychology. It's so important. And you're probably like, are you a counselor or something? I've been asked this question so many times. It's not that I'm a counselor. I am interested in the brain, human behavior, and I actually am considering going back to school to be a therapist, but that's on the fence. We're not even gonna talk about that yet because I haven't made up my mind. But I have taken a psychology class because it was required for nursing, and I was really interested in that. Do you want more? That's so good. Can I have some? That's so good. Thank you. So, momming means not editing this video. Even though it's a live, I could easily just post it and edit it, but I'm not, because I can't edit real life. And most of the videos that we make are not going to always be edited because you can't edit real life. That's why one of the things that we're doing on this channel, that's why it's called Real Life TV, because we don't want to edit everything out. Some stuff you just gonna get it real how it is, and some stuff the stuff that we want you to know will show. But stuff that we don't want you to know, we're just not gonna show because that's our business. You don't have to show everything about your life, And it's unfortunate that some people become couple content creators and their relationships end because there are so many other opinions and whatever else they have going on. Listen, we're not doing that over here. We're not doing that. We're not. But I want to show you guys, since I didn't get my hat from shopping the other day, I found something else. I found other things that I got instead. Not the hat, unfortunately. I gotta go find that somewhere else, like Marshalls or something, hopefully. And I did get Sky some things because, of course, part of momming is you tend to buy for your kids more than you buy for yourself. And if you're a mom, you know that. It doesn't matter what you're going to get for yourself. You're going to get for your kids. I don't have the money, but then come out with a whole 5 bags of stuff for your kids. Like, what? You just said you ain't had no money. Like, what? So you did have money. You just, I'm confused. You want more? I ended up getting her this play mat because I'm going to show you guys in a minute. Here in the living room, I have like her blanket down. I have my pregnancy pillow that we still use because we're going to get our money's worth out of that $25 pillow. I've used it to help her sit up. So if you want an idea to help your child sit up, you use your pregnancy pillow to put around them and just kind of guide them, hold their backs or whatever else until they become more sturdy and more, upright. But I use the pregnancy pillow to put around her to shield her because sometimes she likes to fall out when she's getting frustrated with toys and stuff like that. Stuff not going her way. She's in toddler mode already. These post-pandemic babies are different. But she falls out, and when she does, at least the pillow like catches her so she doesn't hit her head. It's for safety measures, basically. So I've seen her do that, and I'm like, I'm so glad I have that pillow behind you because you are acting up. So part of momming is safety, making sure your kids are safe and protected. You might not catch every moment. Sometimes they're gonna bruise. They're gonna still fall and hit their heads, but you get to protect them and keep them safe as much as possible, whether it's from themselves, whether it's from yourself, or whether it's from other people. Okay? Just gonna say that. But I ain't saying things are perfect and people are perfect, because people are not. But there are ways to keep your kids safe and protected, and I pray that I keep my kids safe and that I'm aware of what they're doing to the point where they won't ever have to be that hurt to where we have to go to, emergency room or something. And even if you are that mom and it has happened to your kids, like, don't feel guilty over not. Well, depending on what you were doing, I don't know, but just keep it moving. Like, forgive yourself, keep it moving, and don't let it happen again. Do your best not to let it happen again. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. You're not perfect. I mean, So, but it's our job to keep them safe and protected. So, part of momming is always being anxious or having anxiety because you're so worried about this little human being who you don't know is going to hurt themselves at any point. You don't know what they're going to do. You don't know their next reactions. You could watch. For example, she's banging on the table right now. Hard. It doesn't hurt her. It does not hurt her. Okay, she's not phased. But had she fallen while she's sitting on the floor and fell back because she's catching a tantrum, then she cries because now I'm hurt, from the impact. Not the impact of her hitting the table, but the impact of the floor hitting her head. Basically, it's like the floor hit her head, even though she was the one who fell out. Yeah. But anyway, to get back to the point, I found this play mat to put on the floor so that I can pick up her toys and her blanket and the pregnancy pillow and just put down this mat. And I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it before. Come on, baby. You guys probably have seen it before. And you probably have one. But I got a sale on it. Hold on a second. I'm going to take you off of here for a minute. And flip this around. Because I want to show you guys and give you an idea. So, do you see it now? So I have her blanket, one of her blankets down there, and then I have the pregnancy pillow right here. But this little thing, this floor mat, so she can crawl on it and so she could play, with her toys on it. She's not sleeping in her room yet. I know some of you are like, what? She's not sleeping in her room yet. Yeah, she sleeps in the room with me in the bed. Yeah, I co-sleep. So don't come for me. No, you're not supposed to co-sleep. You're not supposed to do this. Actually, we sleep pretty well. I don't know why my phone is doing that. But, okay. It's glitching. I don't know why it's glitching. But, you're not supposed to co-sleep. We actually sleep better when we co-sleep. But now that she's getting bigger, she is sleeping too wild. So I need her to go. Time to go. So get down here, baby. She might start crying. But she's crawling now. She's doing a little bit of crawling. So the mat will help her to crawl more, you see? Yay, good job, baby. Yes. I should never say nothing because now you just got down. But anyway, I'm going to set up this play mat for her so that she can have some room to play on. She likes this black carpet too much because she likes to pull it. And next thing you know, she has like black stuff in her hands that I have to take out the black hair. I don't feel like doing all of that. As a mom, sometimes momming means letting them get their hands dirty so that they could experience textures and cross certain boundaries and learn about boundaries and all of that stuff. So, what? What's wrong? You don't want to be down there yet? I'm gonna put your mat down there. I think she might be getting sleepy too. Um, she's trying to stand up. Okay, hold on. Yeah. So sometimes momming means just allowing them to experience. You can't protect them from everything. You just gotta let them experience stuff. And the one thing I can say is that, um, well, when I grew up, we were able to go outside and play and all of that without certain stuff happening. Nowadays, it's a little bit different, but I stayed outside and I stayed experimenting. Whether it was with nature, like bugs and stuff, tadpoles, or whether it was going to my local mayor's office to tell them that they need to fix our park. I explored. I'm just saying, I wish they had more of that opportunity without moms or parents in general having to worry if your kids are going to be okay, if they're going to get snatched or all this other bull crap. People are just weird, bro. People are just weird. Ew. I hope, like, if a weirdie is watching this video, I pray and hope that. I'm just going to say, if you got kids, I pray in your heart that I'm going to pray for you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to pray for you. That's all. Don't be a weirdie. Change your life. And leave people kids alone. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, I want to put together this floor mat for her. I was going to do it on live video. I actually still could, but I don't know if she's going to cry because she's also still teething. She's teething right now. That will require me putting her down, and I don't think she's feeling it right now. So part of momming is just going with the flow sometimes. Momming means just going with the flow sometimes. I know most of the time we like to be in control, and being in control can be stressful. Like, always attempting to monitor every single aspect of your kid's life, whether they're small or adults, it's going to drive you crazy. So part of momming is learning to let go, learning to trust the process, and letting them experiment, and really just adjusting your life to them. They shouldn't have to adjust to us. We should be adjusting to them. They're new to this world. That's just my opinion. Maybe you feel differently about that, but that's my opinion. We're all entitled to our opinions and our ideas and our truths and all of that stuff. So, hey. But I'm going to put together this thing. I just thought that this idea of momming, because I see this word a lot, and I'm going to start, like, any topics, like popular topics that I see, I'm going to bring up when it comes to being a mom. Sometimes relationships, but because V is not always available, I can't always do that. I can, like, put some stuff out, but I feel like I want him to be around too for certain topics. So those videos may take a little longer because my man has to work, but for the most part, momming, this topic of momming can go in so many directions. However, our channel is going to be based around family. Like, whether that's with me and his relationship, me and I's relationship, whether that's being a parent, whether that's other family members, whether that's friends. You know, you got to get your consent from those people to be filmed. And just overall, just being a human being, navigating this life, raising other little human beings. It's not easy, but it's something that you just gotta adapt to and learn as you go, experiment. Because what else? What else are you gonna do? There aren't any books, but I mean, there are books now from people's opinions. I thought about writing my own because I'm a writer, but even still, that's my experience. That doesn't mean it's necessarily gonna be your experience. You can get some ideas from me, but you know, at the end of the day, your life. You're the mom. You're the parent. You're the woman in charge. You know, so and I know I'm using woman because I said momming, but it could also apply to dads, dadding. You know, you're a single dad and you're raising kids alone, like, or if you're married too and you're raising your kids, like you're the primary parent. That too. And the woman goes to work, because I know I have a friend who does that as well. His wife works and makes enough for the both of them to where he can stay home and raise their kids. So I mean, there's no wrong answer. It's whatever works for you. Momming means whatever works for you. That's what momming means. Okay? Because I'm definitely going to make it work for me and whatever that means. All right. I want to put together your little play mat. Can you sit right here and like, you waving to the people? Or are you just seeing your hands move? I just love watching her grow up. I love watching my kids grow. I hear you. I don't know if this is going to work. And as I said, this is real life TV, so if you see anything on the floors or in the background, whatever, I don't care. Just know that it's a part of a real life video, and it's not edited. Okay, baby, let's sit right here. Yay, we get toys. Yay, clapping. Hold on a second. Let me lower this camera a little bit. I don't like to have my baby on the camera all the time, because as I said, weirdos. I hope that we will reach a society and to where we don't have to deal with weirdies and people just being yeah. So I don't have my baby on as much, but every now and then you will see her, and you will definitely always hear her in the background. So let's go ahead and put together this play mat for her. I was gonna do like a video and fast forward the video, but I didn't feel like doing all of that, to be honest. I don't feel like speeding up the video. I don't feel like editing it. It's whatever it's gonna be. Nobody has time for that. Part of being a mom is knowing that you don't have time for nothing. So the little time that you do have, you got to make the best of it. You just got to make the best of it. So we're going to do this little mat here and hope that she does not try to crawl on it just yet. No, not yet, baby. Not yet. Not yet. This thing is so simple to put together. I may do a review about this. I like these little things. My son used to have one, and he loved it. But it's time to start teaching her more. Like, she knows something. She likes Elmo. I know people like, you're not supposed to let your child watch TV. That actually, depending on what you're letting them watch, she's learning a lot from watching certain things. For example, she watches Elmo. She watches Miss Rachel. She's about to start another program. I'm starting to teach her sign language. Every now and then I speak some Spanish to her. I'm not fluent in Spanish, but every now and then I like to speak what I know. Every now and then. Part of momming is elevating yourself and constantly working on yourself so that you can teach your kids what you know. So my son, he used to know Spanish and sign language. He was learning. He was a beginner. However, he wanted to start learning on his own. As he got older, he wanted to start learning Japanese. So, and I was like, Japanese? Oh my gosh. He was even teaching me at some point. He's not fluent in any of those languages. Neither am I. But the fact that he started the process means a lot. I like to know that I'm doing something right. I like to know I'm doing something right. You know. I don't want to just be, I'm your mom and that's what it is. No, I want to be your teacher. I'm your teacher. I'm the person. I don't want to just be the authoritative figure. That's me. I don't want to do that. Don't get it twisted though, because I am from the South and I still got some of those old school ways, but I also have some of the new school ways that says psychologically some of the stuff that we were taught were not right. Or if we don't want to say not right, we're a little bit toxic and not helpful. It made us hard. We can say all those things. I don't want to raise that. I don't want to raise kids like that. I also don't want to raise little whiners. Don't get it twisted. I don't want to raise the little whiners or kids who think they're just entitled to everything either. Don't want to do that. The whole idea is to find balance. Okay, baby. I'm almost done with this. This is huge. Whew, it's hot. So, as I, what, baby? What? You sleepy? Are you sleepy? Huh? Okay, okay. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? You literally just standing there, just making sounds. You sleepy, baby? Okay, I'm gonna get you. Okay, can mommy finish this for you? So I was laughing with my mom friend yesterday, saying that our living rooms look like a daycare. Okay, baby. So part of momming is throwing out the idea that your place should be aesthetic and look so modern to where it looks like no family lives there, and that it's all sparkling clean and nothing's out of place. And part of momming is knowing that things are going to get messy sometimes, and that's okay too. You just got to pick up the pieces and keep it moving. I think for all of us throughout life, we have to remind ourselves, like, it's going to be hard in certain seasons. We just got to keep pushing through it. Some people are going to enter your life and exit. We just got to keep it moving. You know, I might have messed up last season, but you just got to keep it moving. I'm going to keep building up my mind. I'm going to keep building up my spirit. I'm going to keep building up my family to where it's at least loving, come on, sustainable. She is so dramatic sometimes. I will put on camera doing that, but I'm not. Because part of momming is protecting. But it's just pushing through each season. So even if you know you weren't the perfect parent, Just gotta keep pushing through. And if you know you weren't there for your kids when they were younger, as adults, it's never too late. You can still be there for them when they're adults. It's not the end of the world. You can still attempt to amend your relationship, depending on how your kids are. If they are entitled and unforgiving and all of that stuff, different scenario. But if you have kids who are open to building like your relationship, your connections, you should do it and maintain your end of it. That's just my opinion, my thoughts. I would be that way if it was me. But I know that not everybody is willing to face what they've done. Not everybody's willing to face their crap. So some relationships you're not gonna be able to mend, but you can only do the best you can. Do the best you can. Isn't that right? I think my baby's tired. I'm getting tired too because I'm hot. I think that's it. I think that for my closing remarks, I guess I could start doing that. And these are all my thoughts. I'm not a licensed psychologist or anything yet. I mean, I do have my AA in nursing. I do have my BA in English. I'm going to tell y'all that. Because I got to remind y'all on why I speak a certain way. But these are just things to think about. If we start with the relationships around us, things will look different. I think she's hot too. It's a little hot. Let's start with the relationships around us. And if that doesn't work, keep it moving. That's it. That's all you can do. Just keep it moving. Keep it moving. And maybe one day you can amend those relationships. But if not, it's okay. You can only do the best you can. That's it. That's all you could do in this lifetime. So let me show y'all the finished product of you see? I don't like how I did those two at the end. Why those two got to be like that at the end? Like, why couldn't those act right? Why couldn't I just counted it right? But that's the whole point. You don't have to be perfect. It does not have to be perfect. The old me would have been like, oh no, I gotta fix this. I need to fix this now. The older version of me, the more experienced version of me, the tired version of me is like, girl, you gotta leave that thing the way it is. Ain't nobody got time for that. Literally. As you can see, my baby is all over the place right now. See her? And this is cordial and calm. But anyway, I hope this video at least gets you to thinking, at least inspires you, at least gets you to possibly mend relationships, at least gets you to look at your babies differently, look at yourself differently. I don't know, but I just hope it inspires a thought. That's all. And if it doesn't do anything at all, and it was just entertainment, that is fine too. Because this is real life TV. Not everything is going to be educational. And that's her kicking my head, because being a content creator mom, you gotta go with the flow. So I hope you like this video, Bar. If you did, consider subscribing if you have not. If you see me go live, or anybody go live, be sure to press the like button at the top right corner. And if the comments are on, which mine are not for a specific reason, make sure you comment, because it helps the algorithm. It helps them to know that you like the video enough to keep making stuff like that. And you're also helping to hopefully We would like to get this page up and running, monetized someday. Yeah. So consider joining our real life TV family. We would love to have you. And if you ever feel the need to comment, be sure to do so respectfully in our comment section. And also, we like to laugh. So if you got some jokes and stuff, yeah, please share those too. Yeah. But anyway, we will catch you on the next unscheduled live, and maybe we should start doing this schedule. But I can't make any promises because part of mommy is even when things are planned and scheduled, it doesn't always go accordingly. On that note, peace out, people. Thank you for tuning in and stay focused and God bless.